the evidence they have gathered, the team meets to plan the next stage of the investigation.
Getting it all. We'll leave tonight. Okay, on Meyer. I think Meyer is a very sincere, honest type person. What do you think, Steve?
Has anything changed since you were here?
The man seems to be the same, but there's some things changing around him. He's better off. He's got more people around him, more things are happening, but he still is basically sincere.
What about the psychological aspects of that?
Do you think it's possible that he's a little schizoid? I mean, it's difficult to tell if what he's saying, the Pleiadians are telling him, is actually coming from them, coming from him.
No, we can never prove that aspect of it.
Others have seen the same thing. There's a terrific cross-section of people here. You've got a school teacher, you've got a commercial pilot, you've got a businessman, you've got a CPA. They're as good as any average cross-section of society we've got. And they all tested in themselves to their own satisfaction before they ever got this far.
Well, I think we ought to go back and throw the book at this one. Everything we can. Top technology we can get involved. I think we ought to let the chips fall where we may and just see what we find.
We're going to run down and say goodbye to Meyer, and we'll tell him goodbye for you.
Give him my best.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
They've done what they can here. Meyer has turned over all his material, but he has one more surprise in store.
So we want to thank you for all your time and trouble.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just a moment late.
Hey,
I have you something.
here. What's this?
Maple samples.
Metal samples.
Yeah.
Where did you get these?
I believe from the ocean. She wrote them from Europe.
Are they extraterrestrial?
Metal samples. The kind of hard evidence Stevens had hoped for.
We got the mobile tape, huh?
Back in Phoenix, the investigators begin to sort out the mass of material Meyer gave them. There are hundreds of photographs, the 8mm films, sound tapes of the beam ships and the fragments of metal. They know they will have to call in scientists from a variety of fields to help assess the evidence. The task appears monumental.
Thanks, honey.
Tom, what about you?
Yeah, I'll have one too.
They decide to check the photos first. If these are fake, the rest doesn't matter.
Here we have our image. The ground is below. We'll place this on the platen in motion side up in order to focus on the emulsion.
The first step involves translating the photographic image into digital information, the language computers can read.
We can start this machine from the point which it is at now and scan 500 lines, 500 points per line at a very small aperture and watch the results of this scan being placed, digital information, keep in mind, onto a display. All right, over here on our display we can observe what the densitometer is doing.
This microdensitometer is the same one used to help analyze the photos beamed back from space by the US Pioneer mission.
And note that we want to go 5 microns between each pixel. Then we'll be digitizing a ½ centimeter square, scanning the first lines.
The digital information will be sent on for an analysis that will take weeks to complete. Meanwhile, Welch and the elders decide to learn what they can of the history of UFO experiences.
But can you give us some more background on this phenomenon? What is this all about?
Well, it's not a new thing, Lee. This thing's been going on for a long time.
How many sightings have there been?
One of the researchers calculated that.
Mary, do you have that file that we had on spectrographic analysis that we did?
Oh, yeah, Tom.
As the investigation continues, results from the testing begin to come in to the Intercept office in Phoenix.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Tom.
What's up? Just got this back. We sent this photograph over to Neil Davies. Just got his report.
Neil Davies.
Physicist, aerospace industry subcontractor.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Examined the photograph with microdensitometer. Also, these you're seeing here are the black and white color separations that he did. And let's see what the results were here. Examination of these plots did not reveal any details which would cast doubt upon the authenticity of the photograph. And there's more. Color combinations, color separation. nothing was found to indicate a hoax. His conclusion is even more interesting. Let's see, black specks. Nothing was found in the examination of this print which could cause me to believe that the object in the photo is anything other than a large object photographed at distance from the camera.
Meyer reported 6 different configurations of Pleiadian beam ships. Davis analyzed what the investigators designated as Variation 2. Variation 3 now goes to computer analyst Jim Dilatoso.
This is the new picture that we digitized last week using the microdensitometer. We transferred it over to floppy disk here. Let's look at the first map in low-pass filtering.
Why these particular colors on the screen? What are we seeing?
I mapped it in such a way that the real colors are not what we're seeing, but one shade of a color that's really similar to another one, like 2 shades of red, are in high contrast so that we can really see the difference.
I see. Have you found any anomalies yet of any kind? Anything?
I find strange things, but nothing that would tell me that someone's tampered with the pictures.
I see. Nothing indicating a hoax method or indicating superimposition or anything like that?
Nothing that I can find.
Have you been working on the grain at all yet?
Yeah, I have. What we're seeing here is that the film grain holds up the way that it should. In the pixel distortion test, it appears to me and to the computer that this object was photographed in the same original piece of film at the same time that the background was photographed. In other words, no overlay.
I would say these pictures are genuine.
Extrapolating from Meyer's accounts, Dilatoso programs the computer to duplicate the lights Meyer observed on the craft. At the moment, he has no explanation for their apparent rotation.
Barry, calls?
Yeah, Steve called. He's at home, and you're to call CRQ.
CRQ. Okay. Call Steve. Tell him I'll get back to him about an hour. I'll take care of this.
Okay.
Hey, Lee, look what I got.
Stevens has more news.
Got a report back from Kelman. Sound analysis?
He had sent the sound tapes Meyer took of the craft to Robin Shellman, specialist in sound identification.
He found some things we didn't hear on there.
Such as?
Well, he picked up, besides the basic sound, he picked up a small dog barking. Of course, we could hear him. He picked up a European police siren. We never heard that. He picked up a crow cawing.
Wait a minute, how the hell does he pick all this stuff up? How does he
They've
determine
got,
all this?
they've got a sound bank back there that they match sounds in. They can identify known sounds.
Okay, on this sound bank of his, anything there to match it?
He said he can't match the basic sound. He can match all of the other sounds on the tape, but he can't match the sound of the object itself, the emitted sound. Now look at this. He's concluded up to this point that the machine must have been built for a specialized application. Recognizing the sounds from such a machine may be difficult. Also,
Later, Shellman will theorize from the sounds what those specialized applications might be.
about 4 hertz.
Next, Stevens takes the metal fragments to be examined under the electronic spectrometer to determine their components. Preliminary examination of the metal has been done in Switzerland.
And we've got little marker bars here that we can line up on each peak as they come up. This one indicates we have silver there. Over here, let's see. We've got some copper, small amount of copper. It looks like about all that's in here at the moment.
The big band here is silver, though.
The big one is silver.
Later analysis of other fragments also reveals small amounts of thulium, a rare earth element that is difficult and costly to extract here.
This is one of the